All right, Tom, you have a cat, okay? This
goes meow.
morning, before this show starts, I've cleaned up cat puke not once, but twice. And honestly, that was more enjoyable than going to the Broncos-Raiders game.
Believe. Oh, baby! Woo!
Oh, here's how in sync Tom and I are. We do a cold open every day. Right before the show starts, we're like, hey, do you got a intro? Today I was like, Tom, I got a cold open.
Good.
Didn't tell him what it was.
Nope.
Tom just grabs his cat. It's like, I hope you're okay with the cat being in the shot. And it was cat related. Gonna be a good show.
Kitty goes meow, baby. Kitty goes meow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Grossi Perna Show, better known as a G, a P,
S. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning.
Oh, yeah. And boy, oh boy, do we got a show for you today. Oh, we got a show. I see all the kitty goes meow emotes already flooded the chat. Flooded. We got so many games to break down, folks. So many. Including the ownership of the Chicago Bears by one Aaron Rodgers. You know what? I just felt I haven't worn it. I just got it in the mail. And I was like, you know what? I feel like we rock the salute to service Aaron Rodgers jersey today. I feel like we do it.
Wow.
I feel like it's going to be one of those days. We just got to feel it. And I felt it. And I felt it.
Very American of you.
Oh, yeah. That's it, baby. That's it. So we're going to break down a whole bunch of games today. We'll preview the Monday Night Football game, which I did not put in the rundown, and that's on me.
That's all right.
We'll talk
we
about
know
that.
who it is.
Yeah, it's the Bills and Titans.
It's the team I'm going to just replace the Broncos
bandwagon hard.
The Buffalo Bills.
Well,
it's like I'm just going to start doing Bills recaps, and that's hard to say because I was at the game, Tom, and I met so many nice people who appreciate the show. And it's like, I can't let them down, but I don't want to do another Broncos recap for the rest of the season.
I think you put out a tweet yesterday that was basically saying that it's mid-October and like Broncos fans are already like, yeah, the season's over.
Yeah. It's like deja vu, man. It's like deja vu in terms of the way they're losing. That's the issue. It's the way they're losing, the way they're playing. The offense is just anemic. Yeah. It gives you no hope. We saw that prior to Fangio. Doesn't matter what they've done at the head coach situation. Can't get offensive production. And in today's NFL, that shit don't fly.
Nope.
And the NFL makes sure that shit flies.
It's true. That is very accurate. It flies all over the place. Yeah, I mean, well, you know, let's start there, Brandon Perna. You had the I don't want to say pleasure because that's a strong word. You had the opportunity. That's a strong word. You had to go to the game yesterday in which, listen, Mr. Brandon Perna, I saw those pics on the Twitters. People recognizing you. The paparazzi's out. You were dressed to the nines.
Brought my jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody pointed out, they're like, nice to see you wore your lawn mowing shoes to the game. I'm like, I put on the shoes that had some blue on them. Felt like, they're still in decent condition. There's some nice old school Reebok.
It's fine. We're rocking it. We're rocking it. And it seemed that everything before the game went well.
Yeah, it was awesome. Back in the day, I would do a couple tailgate episodes, like during the preseason, get down to the game. That way, like if I, didn't get home right when the game started, I didn't feel too bad because it was, preseason. So it'd been a while. I think since 2016, since I'd been to the Broncos pregame party.
2016.
And
Damn. Okay. Okay.
you see some classics. They're the same people show up every week with the same cool stuff, like Broncos limos. I met the firefighter fan. Can't even remember the exact specific name, but he's been inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame for fandom. He's got a Broncos firefighting truck that he's been in the parade. So you meet all these cool people who are dedicated to the Broncos. A lot of Raiders fans there that watch the show. That surprised me.
Oh, yeah.
Guys would come up in their Raiders gear. They're like, dude, I don't even care that you're a Broncos fan. I watch the show every week. One guy's like, he like whispered it to me. He was like, I watch your show every week. Like, he didn't want other people to hear him say it.
It's like a big old secret. He's like, this is my dirty secret.
Yeah. And they inducted Mike Shanahan into the Ring of Honor at halftime. Mike Shanahan famously owns the Raiders as a Broncos head coach. 21-7 against them.
Yep.
And then the Broncos just sharked the bed.
Oh, it's all over the place.
I mean, you got to throw out the mattress after this game. Because they did nothing. They did nothing well.
I picked them to win. If that was what is it? There was that stat that like the Raiders scored on their opening drive, right? It was like the first time in like 12 years.
It's like 12 years. Yeah.
That seems wild.
I think that's a touchdown. There's got to be a field goal in there somewhere.
I would imagine so.
Because I think during the game they'd said like the actual last time they scored. Yeah. So I think that's got to be a touchdown on their opening drive. But
okay.
To just be outcoached, outplayed by a team that went through everything they went through this week.
Correct.
Inexcusable. The defense was bad. The offense was bad. Special teams did nothing. Like, if you're a Broncos fan, you can literally point to nothing in terms of team units that you can be excited about moving forward. You got to pick like two players. Like, oh yeah, Javonte Williams. Dang, he tried. He played
tried
well.
To play football.
Kendall Hinton had some catches.
He did a thing.
Other than that, you're like, this team has zero threats. And that's when you know you're a truly bad NFL team. Because good teams have flaws. You know, the average teams, you're like, okay.
Run defense isn't that good. You know, secondary could be a little weak. You know, run game's not really up there. Yeah.
I think the Vikings are the perfect cross example. You're like, we don't know. Maybe they're a good team. Maybe they're a bad team. But you feel confident that their offense can score points on any given week and keep them in the game. I know I say that a lot, but it's like, you know, the Broncos should have something. Like, the defense was supposed to be the thing, the dominant force that keeps this team in the game. The reason you started Teddy Bridgewater was you just need a QB who's not going to make mistakes. And that theory is true if your defense dominates, but they playing bad.
So is it injuries? Is it coaching? Is it
all of it?
All the above? It's just
all of it.
It's just bad. Okay. See,
every team has injuries. You know,
I'm gonna miss Brandon Perna from the first 3 weeks because they were so jubilant and happy. They were in the power rankings, and then
I stand by that. Because I knew who they were playing.
Yeah,
but it's the NFL. So while your team is winning, you embrace it. You don't think about what's like. If I were miserable for those first 3 weeks, like, there are people who hated those wins. Now they're even more miserable.
You're a month and a half into just misery, and it's only October.
Yeah, and if they beat this injury-riddled Browns team Thursday night, I'm going to enjoy that for 10 days. I got a long week to enjoy that, Tom. Long week.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I was like, oh, there's no way they beat the Browns. But then watching the Browns on Sunday and considering, like, their entire roster is injured, you're like, maybe. Maybe they can pull it off.
They've got Case Keenum might be playing QB. Former Broncos quarterback Case Keenum.
Hey, and Vikings legend Case Keenum. That's it. All right, so it wasn't a good day for Broncos.
Hated it.
Yep.
Except for when I was talking with fans, that part was chill.
My day was
good.
You
had fun. Did Tom have fun watching his nice Packers team win another game, even though they have injuries too?
I did. It's a lot of games. Packers are doing well. They're sitting on top of the NFC North. They haven't lost since week 1, since that blowout with the Saints. And listen, the injury bug continued to come for the Green Bay Packers. We lost Darnell Savage to a concussion. We lost Josh Myers to a knee injury, which thankfully doesn't seem like it's season ending, but that's a problem. Preston Smith got injured. There were so many injuries in this game, and that's on top of all the other injuries we had. Our top 2 corners, not there. We lost one of our best safeties, not there. Still don't have our best pass rusher. Then we lost our second best pass rusher. It wasn't great. Lucas Patrick coming in at center again, playing pretty darn well against a good Bears defensive front. Their secondary definitely is not the same, but Aaron still owns the Bears. We're here. Look at that. King of Fedora's coming in.
Thank you.
Saying, hey.
Yeah, I saw your tweet get retweeted by
Adrian Amos,
Adrian
baby.
Amos.
You know, it's just...
You know why that's not happening for me, Tom? Because all I'm tweeting is angry shit during the game.
During last night's game, the stream all of a sudden was like, hey, as like a courtesy call, can you check in on Brandon Perna? Because you were tweeting out stuff. And I was like, oh, no, he's okay. He's all right. He's fine. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming out of yesterday's game, but I wanted to take a few moments because I went on over to the Bears subreddit and like, listen, you know, put it out the way. There were some really crappy fans that were like praying for Aaron Rodgers to like blow out his knees and like get injured and all that stuff. And, you know, listen, crappy fans are going to exist in every fan base. I'm not going to make this reflective off of the Bears fan base.
Most fans are good.
Yeah, most fans are good. However, I do want to, I captured some of the clips or the best moments of the Bears subreddit yesterday. So we have, we have this piece of art here. A little Jurassic Park reference.
I love that.
It's fantastic. I think that one was a great one. We the light has gone out of my life. Twice a year, every year. A little,
hilarious.
Little historical meme there. We got a little piece of fact. This one, I lost it. The best part about this was that the wife leaving and then the edit, wow, I have nothing to hold on to anymore. That was the best part. And then, of course, the day Aaron Rodgers is no longer a Green Bay Packer will be the best day of my life.
Wow.
Just some of the golden moments.
Love that.
The Bears subreddit, which, by the way, created by our own mod, and you can also purchase right now. Woo! I still own you hoodie. We got him in Bears colors. We got him in Lions colors. We got him in Vikings colors. So link is in the description if in case you want one of those bad boys. Just saying. But yeah, Brandon Perna, Aaron Rodgers owning the Chicago Bears yesterday. By the way, Rodgers is now 22-5 against the Bears. And one of those, he broke his collarbone and didn't really play. 22-5. And you had lots of course, the officials were terrible yesterday. Like, they were bad for the Bears. There were a couple plays that went against the Packers. Like, it wasn't good. It took away. There was holding calls that were BS. There was pass interference calls that were BS. There was Justin Fields at one point was trying to get a timeout, and that didn't go through. It was not good. It was not good. But a lot of the focus today is about the expletive-ridden rant that Aaron Rodgers went on after bringing out the belt, which, by the way, defensive lineman Robert Quinn of the Bears mocked the belt. He mocked the belt. Perna, you don't mock the belt. You can't do it because then Aaron Rodgers is going to kill you with it.
Yeah. It's
Can't do it.
I question when players get overconfident in their celebrations while facing very good competition while the game is still being played.
And it's early. It's early.
I mean, at the Broncos game, Cortland Sutton scored a touchdown either late in the third or early in the fourth. The game was out of reach, but he started flexing to the crowd after he scored. I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter. Those muscles still aren't helping us win today. Like,
What are you doing?
And I don't care. Like, I'm not one of those people that bothers me. I was just like,
Sure.
I wish I could share in that enthusiasm with you, Cortland.
Yep.
But I couldn't because I knew the game was over. Unlike you, who the game's never over because you have a Hall of Fame quarterback still.
Just have to wait. We just have to wait. And yeah, I will say Matt LaFleur, man, has one loss within the division in 3 years, which is nuts. I mean, technically it's 2.5 at this point. He is, and I quote, the first NFL head coach whose career started after the 1970 merger to win his first 7 road division games.
Wow.
Matt Sexy Pants LaFleur. Also my best friend.
Right.
Again, he just doesn't
Here's the difference right now between Broncos fans and Packers fans.
Hope.
So after your nice victory, people went to Wikipedia to change the owner of the Bears to Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yep.
Owner of the Bears, Aaron Rodgers. That happens a lot, the Wikipedia. Everybody's like, haha, let's share this. That's so funny. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Broncos fans went to Wikipedia, changed Pat Shurmur's Wikipedia to say, I am a racist. I am a racist. And they specified things he doesn't like so that he could get fired because people are calling for him to be fired. They were mimicking John Gruden.
Oh boy.
And that's a fan base in flames right now. So
yeah.
So that's looking at
that's a tale of two cities there.
On the internet, guys.
It was the best and worst of times. That's what that is.
My fan base may have taken a little too far. A little too far.
Just a smidge. They're just like, we just want to get him out. They're like, where though? You're gonna have a Broncos fan hack into emails and be like, we got to find something on this guy.
They're just gonna go paste over Gruden's name like haphazardly, and it'll say like Pat Shurmur, and you can tell like it wasn't done quite right. Like part of the Gruden will still be shown because they didn't Photoshop it well.
They're gonna find John Elway's email and send it to him and be like, look, this is all you need. Just let him go.
Yeah.
Just let him go.
It was funny because I was talking to people at the game, asking them like what they thought about the ownership situation. They were all like, we think it should go to Brittany Bolin because they're all, fans are really loyal. And I was sort of rooting for Jay-Z or Bezos to, try and get some interesting talk happening. Sure. Then I was also doing these quotes, and I was quoting Johnny Bolin, one of the Bolin children, who said George Payton sucks flamingo balls through a hose. And so, like, I did a few of these, and then I saw Brittany Bolin walking around 3 times, and I'm like, oh, man. Don't even know that I'm, like, rooting for a different ownership situation, and I'm bringing up, like, the dumbest thing your brother has said on like, he said it on Instagram Live, like everybody knows, but I felt a little awkward. Not on her part. She doesn't know. She doesn't know who I am, but I knew. I'm like, oh, I won't ask these Bolin questions right now. But anyway, I'm done talking about him.
It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, Packers, we're rock and rolling right now. We have all the injuries in the world. Like literally everybody's injured. However, David Bakhtiari can come off the PUP list and can officially start to practice. We're playing Washington next Sunday. Ooh. And I'm not as concerned with them, especially with how their defense is looking. However, on a short week, then we go to Arizona, which could be problematic. But one game at a time.
One game, Arizona game, that'll be rough. But you guys can lose that game. Like you're going to be 6-1 heading into it, probably. So if your team can get healthy in December, you'll be all right. And Daniel Howe. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong super. Where was it? There's one about Jackson Mahomes.
Oh yeah, con man.
Yeah,
that was this one.
Patrick Mahomes somehow has surrounded himself with the most annoying people on earth, and because Patrick Mahomes' little brother is Patrick Mahomes' fault. He chose him. When Jackson Mahomes was born, the parents brought it to Patrick because they knew Patrick was destined for great things, and like, shall we keep this baby? Patrick said yes. So between him, his mom, and is he married yet? Is it his wife? Social media, those guys are not doing Patrick any favors. I feel bad for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
If
he's
it'll
just
help
like,
you feel
guys, like,
better,
I'm trying.
Perna.
Like, I'm not the one doing this. Like, I'm on the Madden covers.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
At least you don't have the worst defensive and defense in NFL history. Yeah, let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, because I know that, you know what, this will bring you joy. This will bring the light back into your life. By the way, we have 2,000 viewers in here, folks. Really appreciate you showing up on the Mondays. Let's get it. Early on
Go
the Monday.
post this to all the blogs.
Yeah.
I can't tell you to post it in Reddit because that'll get you banned. I did that once before. I was like, hey, Broncos fans, post this in the NFL Reddit. And all these people I got blocked for spamming them.
Fun fact. So back in the this is a little tangent real quick. Fun fact, back in the day, what I used to do, because this is how I met you, I used to go into the subreddits and ask for fans to bring on the show. And I would do that every week. And when I said that, like, you know, was there a Broncos fan? Everyone recommended you. And then that's how we met. All those years ago.
Destiny. Broncos Reddit's cool, though.
Yeah. Oh, they're great. So I did that and I did that and did that. And I got a Cowboys fan. And like here's the thing, like Bears fans, I've gone to their subreddit. Vikings, they know who I am. Lions definitely know who I am. And I had these great interviews and it was a great time. And I interview a Cowboys fan and I go and I was like, people were saying, like, you know, when the interview's done, like, just share it here so we can listen to it. So I shared it there and they banned me from the subreddit. And as of today, there are 31 teams. I am not banned from their subreddit, but the Dallas Cowboys, I am still banned from their subreddit because I shared a link with one of their members 6 years ago.
Wow.
And I appealed it and I was like, guys, you wanted me to share this. And I was like, okay, like, I still want to look for fans and stuff. And it was this one moderator that just held out a vendetta and was like, no, like, we're not going to approve it. And I was like, okay, buddy, you have like this much power, but okay. So
yeah, it's a weird, Reddit's a weird club.
It's weird.
It's a weird, like, it's built on the internet and sharing stuff people are doing on the internet. But if you're a person doing stuff on the internet, you can't promote it. I mean, I can promote Broncos stuff in the Broncos Reddit, but it just seems like the right place to find like-minded fans to share your content with, but you can't do it. It's messed up. They take it like too seriously.
Unless you have someone else just do it for you and post. And it's just like, I found this great video that's totally not me. I haven't done that. But
really good football content here, guys. Very serious football stuff.
So the Chiefs, in that first half, looked like absolute garbage. Like, there's that Mahomes, everyone's talking about that Mahomes interception where he was just like, and just like threw it up. And he played terrible in the first half. The defense awful in the first half. And you're like, and it was only a 3-point game. And I was like, oh man, like, this is not far enough. Like, the Washington's not ahead enough for me to like make a difference. Cause like the chat's going nuts and they're like, oh man, Washington's destroying the Chiefs. And I'm like, all right, let me go see. So
Alex can help you, Tom.
Alex
is a cool guy. He knows mods. Helped me out a few times. Alex also maybe trying to help me write a little episode too.
Ooh. Okay.
Shout out Alex. All around good dude.
Let's get it done, Alex. Let's get it done.
Hell yeah, Alex.
So, first half was not for the Kansas City Chiefs. Their defense continued to look like hot doo-doo on hot pavement on a 90-degree day. It was very specific, but that's what they looked like. And their offense looked really bad against a bad Washington football team defense because their defense is nothing like it was last year. And then the second half happened in which the Washington football team was like, oh, we're just going to get shut out now. The defense all of a sudden was like, hey, like, we're going to do this now. And, we're going to play a little bit. Heineke struggled a bit. And they never scored again. So for Washington, great first half. And then they should have just went home because honestly, you wouldn't have been able to tell the difference. The offense, it came back to life. Kansas City scored 14 in this fourth quarter alone. And Washington never sniffed the end zone after that.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Chiefs. Like, they can score a lot of points very quickly.
Ask the Texans.
Yeah. They were in the same situation the Broncos were. this week. Really bad first half. Denver kept it, close.
Somewhat, yeah.
Heading into halftime. I think it was like 13-7 maybe, or 10-7. I forget. It was close. And Mahomes, horrible first half. Finishes the game 3 yards shy of 400 passing. Still got his 2 TDs.
Threw it 47 freaking times.
Yeah, they won. He's good. You can rely on him to recover
and to go win a game
from a bad quarter, some bad outings. Like, that's just going to happen. And you know that with the Chiefs. They're not they're not even close to a well-rounded team right now, but they have time to get there, and they have hope in the second half. Even if the Chiefs were down, like, say 24-0, you're like, this team could score 31 points in a half of a game. Like, I don't have that as a fan rooting for the Broncos. Like, the Broncos scored a lot in the second half, but the game was well out of reach. It was out of reach. Yeah, it's misleading. Like, Teddy had 300. He had like 3 touchdowns and 340 passing or something at the end of the game. It was all meaningless. And he was hit 17 times. But
that's the thing. After his press conference, they showed him walking off. I'm sure you saw that. And that man was like, "This hurt. Like, this game hurt me."
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying to you, Perna, is right now, the Broncos aren't doing a real good job of advertising.
Oh, I know.
For Aaron Rodgers.
I know.
Like, I would imagine, like, Aaron Rodgers, like, man, I'm gonna take a ride home. It's a quick little flight. Let's see how the Broncos are doing. And he's just like, ooh,
we are not selling.
Don't want to go there.
Aaron Rodgers, like, the line looks bad now. Defense looks bad. Like, the 2 things you had to get him were, look, we fixed the offensive line last year. Defense had all the injuries. You get that defense healthy, they are going to be elite. Line is horrible now. Defense can't cover anyone. Why the hell would Rodgers want to go to that? Because the Packers are a better team. He should just stay there. Or go. I'm trying to think if it's not the Packers, where would I want to see Rodgers?
Steelers.
No.
I know you don't want to see it, but I'm saying, like,
they don't deserve him.
They don't.
They got to pay for employing Rodgers or Roethlisberger for so long.
That's true.
Trying to think. I don't want to see him in San Francisco.
No.
I would like Kyle Shanahan to have him, but as an organization, the 49ers, they had all their wins in the 80s. They had Joe Montana. Like, I want Rodgers to go somewhere like Detroit.
They would never trade him there. That's the problem.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, that's a franchise I would like to see him save.
I don't need to see that. That's okay.
Jaguars, give him.
Oh my God! Why would you punish him like that?
I'm just saying places I would like to see him resurrect.
Can you imagine, like, they just, like, he gets sent to the Texans and he's just like, I want to be the QB, the head coach, the GM, and you know what? Screw it. I want to be the owner. What Texans fan says no?
And he's like, and team pastor.
What Texans fan says no? Like, give Rodgers 100% control. I don't know anyone says no.
Time for Rodgers to think about going to the XFL.
That's it. That he just owns the entire organization.
For me, it's Packers or Broncos. That's all I want to see him.
That's it.
I can live with him winning with. Actually, there are 2 other scenarios I like. If Tom Brady does not retire, I want to see Rodgers go to New England. Not going to happen. They got Mac Jones now. But I would love to see Rodgers go to the Patriots, lead them back into the playoffs, and beat the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl.
I'm not going to lie.
With Brady's old team.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
If Brady does retire, go to Tampa Bay
just keep
and
it going.
Show, like, look how easy it is to win with all of these weapons. Look what I do. I just do a little bit of this.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Evans catches it. Antonio Brown catches it. Throw it behind my stupid back. It's like what Mahomes can do. Mahomes is great, but you got Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. You just do some of that. They're going to come down with the ball.
He would be good on the Panthers, I feel like, too.
Ooh.
I feel
Rodgers?
Like I feel like Rodgers would be good on the Panthers. But regardless, he's in Green Bay right now, and he said he might not leave. So we're not even going to talk about that.
I think things are going well there.
Talking about the Chiefs, though, their defense still concerns me. I still don't think they're a good football team just because they beat the Washington football team. And they still have so much to figure out. Like, right now, they are in the basement with the Broncos, hanging out there. Like, if you were to say, Perna, like, after 6 weeks, that you and the Chiefs would have the same record, I would imagine you would have been happy.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, we're going to be like 5-1, 4-2. Cool.
But nay. And again, I'm just going to throw it out there. I said that the Chargers have a really good chance of winning their division this year. I said it before the year started. However, speaking of the Chargers, what in the actual hell happened to the Chargers?
Oh, let me tell you, Tom.
Oh, buddy.
They're bad. It's time to start thinking about the Ravens as a legit contender to get to the Super Bowl. Okay.
Dude.
First of all, if you look at Lamar Jackson's stat line, you're not going to be impressed. One of his picks, though,
not his fault.
Rookie receiver, savior of the receiving game, Rashad Bateman. Ball bounces off his chest. Chargers get the pick. That was basically all that went wrong for the Ravens in this game. The Chargers could not run the ball. So we've seen them struggle when that happens. Herbert, their leading rusher with 12 yards. Eckler contained 6 carries, 7 yards.
7.
Not good.
Single digits.
Ravens defense starting to figure it out. They held this is what they did. They turned the Chargers offense into the Broncos offense, putting them in a lot of 3rd and long situations. Yeah. That's what's killed Denver. 3 of 12 on 3rd down, Chargers. What do the Chargers do? They go for it on 4th down a lot, though. They got
a lot again.
They got Staley. 1 of 4 on 4th down. LA still punted 5 times despite going for it 4 times on 4th down. And I think they had like a 4th and 1 they couldn't convert.
I think so, yeah.
And if you don't have a running game, teams do not respect the run in that situation.
Nope.
So they can smell the pass coming. It makes you ineffective as an offense.
Dude, they even, like, nothing went well for the Chargers. They even missed the extra point on the only touchdown that they had. They were shut out for 3 quarters. Yeah. Like, I was going into this game, I almost picked the Ravens because I was like, you know what? Like, it's going to be a tough game, but I think the Chargers have enough talent. They'll pull it off. They got their ass handed to them.
Yeah.
Like, it was over almost immediately. Like, you're up 17-6, and you're like, all right, maybe they come back. And then, like, the Ravens put 10 on them in the 3rd quarter, and you're like, nah, it's over. Like, it's done.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like the Ravens played their best game.
No,
they were just
didn't.
Gifted great field position, opportunities, and they seized most of those opportunities.
Yeah. That's the thing. Raiders and Broncos fans can come together watching the Chargers get blown out. Like, no one was happy. Except like Raiders fans, I feel like yesterday in the AFC West, because even Chiefs fans were just like, I'm not happy with what I just saw.
And like, the Raiders fans leading up to the game were probably the most miserable all week.
Yes. They're just like, wait a minute.
Everything is embarrassed. Like, I tried asking people what the worst email they sent was. Nobody wanted to answer that question.
No one wants to answer that question. They're just like, get out. just get out. But yeah, Chargers are going to be heading down in the power rankings.
Ooh. You know what sucks, Tom?
What's up?
Is I was this close to putting the Chargers at number 1 in the power rankings.
Oh.
And I was like, don't do it because you just really want to put them there. More so than even the Bucks. So I was like, let me be honest. I'll throw the Bucks at number 1. It didn't work. We did prove that the slow burn curse worked because Arizona couldn't have any of their coaches go to the game. Basically, it didn't matter.
It just didn't affect them though. They were just like, yeah, that curse, haha, you're cute.
Real
quick, I did want to mention the Jaguars game real quick.
Okay, before you do, just last thing I want to say about the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, we talked about how good he is. But here's what's frustrating. Because as a defense, you can play a play perfectly.
Mhm.
There's a 1st and 20 for
Yep.
the Ravens. Coverage was great.
Yep.
He had nowhere to go with the ball.
Nope.
Dances around, then just runs, picks up the first down.
Yep.
Like,
What do you
that
do? Like, what do you do at
crushes
that
you as
point?
a defense. You're like, we covered everyone. We
Yes.
had Lamar like contained, and
We
then
did
he
our
just
job.
took off. And
We did our job.
yeah. Okay. Sorry. Jags in
No.
London. Break the curse. Urban
Yeah.
Meyer, coach of the year.
Early. Done. Put him in the Hall of Fame. That game, like so when I was setting up for the stream, I had the game on in the background and I kept looking up, and there was a point where the Jaguars, instead of kicking a field goal to start it, decided to go for it on 4th down, and they could have like tied the game, and they were just like, no. And then they didn't convert. I think they just gave it to James Robinson, who got like stuffed on the left side. And watching that game, like, it was just a bad football game. Like, it was one that like was close and competitive, but it just wasn't good. Like, the Dolphins they had Tua back, but the Dolphins didn't look good. The Jaguars continued to look bad. Trevor Lawrence had some good throws, and I was like, okay, Chenault, like, I feel like he looked like Robbie Anderson at points yesterday, because Robbie Anderson did not have a good game against the Vikings. That man dropped so many freaking passes. But yeah, the Jaguars, as I predicted it too, I said, they have a good shot. It's a London game. That's basically like their home stadium at this point.
Yeah.
They have a chance to win this game. Tua coming back, but he's not going to be at full strength. I was looking at stats for the game, and the Dolphins ranked below the Jaguars in offense and defense.
Wow.
So I was like looking at this, and I was like, the Dolphins are just not a good football team this year. Their 2 starting corners are out, so they were beat up. And even with all that, it was a competitive game, and the Jags pulled off a W. Somehow,
yeah, see, like, I watched a little bit of that game before I went to the stadium of hell, and Tua opening series looked great. The offense methodically moved down the field. They got the early touchdown. I was like, oh, maybe things will be better with Tua back. And, he got Jalen Waddle involved in the passing game, so that was nice to see.
Yeah.
But number 15 in the true spirit of Gardner Minshew, kicker for the Jaguars, Matthew Wright. Game winner. So really, Gardner Minshew, last win with the Jags in number 15, which we pointed out last week. His spirit helped lead this team to their first win of the season.
That's it.
And
again, the Jaguars
the other guy, Marvin Jones. I love seeing Marvin Jones.
He had a nice day.
Succeed. Like you, I picked the Jags to get their first win. I also picked the Lions to get their first win. That did not happen.
No.
Instead, Dan Campbell's like, Jared Goff got to play better.
Yeah. He's like, we got to play better. Kitty went meow. Oh, they meowed all the live long day. They destroyed the Lions. So the Lions, everyone keeps asking me if I think that the Lions are going to go 0-17. I don't. I think the Lions, they'll get one. I feel like they're going to get at least one. They could be the first overall pick. I mean, they could be. But I think it's a race to the bottom right now. The Dolphins are really bad. But as someone was telling me, the Dolphins don't even have their first round pick. So, like, that doesn't really matter. But you have that. The Giants are in a race to the bottom because, good God, they can't stay healthy, and everyone just keeps dropping like flies on that team. So, Kadarius Toney getting hurt, too. So that's a whole big bunch of garbage there. Then you have the Jets, who, don't forget, they're still terrible. The Jaguars are still terrible. Like, there's a lot of the Texans aren't anything. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of bad teams still.
And the Jets.
The humidifier came on. Hold on.
Oh, wow. Well,
I forgot to turn it off.
Turning stuff off.
My bad.
It's all right.
My bad. It's all right. I came back with blame too, so it's okay. That's all right. I just wanted to bring back the belt.
Just wanted to make Jets do have the Seahawks first round pick, and the Seahawks 2-4 right now. And I think that's going to end up being like a mid-round pick. Eventually Russell Wilson comes back.
Sure.
But the Jets should lose a lot of games.
Yep.
Because then they'll be poised to do whatever they want in the draft. And they don't need a quarterback,
They don't.
supposedly, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But if you have, like, say, a top 5 pick and then you have a mid first round pick, oh, man, that opens up the door for a lot of improvement.
Dude, hold on. Because we were talking about this yesterday. The Eagles right now are, like, insane. Like, they have so many picks right now because the Eagles have the Dolphins' first round pick.
Oh.
So right now, let's see what they got. No, this is not the article.
Eagles Jets draft.
Yeah. All right, let's see. They currently have their own pick. They have the Dolphins pick. I thought they had like one more. Didn't someone say they had like 3 first round picks or something like that? Maybe they only have 2. I thought they had 3 though. But basically, they'd be picking in the top like 10 both times because they have the Dolphins and their own because they're both bad. So like if I'm the Eagles, just tank. Because why not? Just because why not? Just tank it all. You're not going to win anything. And Eagles, that's it. Oh, listen. They have the Colts. Oh, they have the Colts pick too. Oh, that's
depending
what
on how much Wentz plays, right? So
correct. That's what it is. So like,
here's the thing, Philly. You don't even need to draft a quarterback either because you got Gardner Minshew on your roster. Trade Jalen Hurts. Make Gardner the starter. Yeah. Draft offensive line.
If Wentz plays 75% of the snaps, that's what it is.
Corner.
If he plays 75% of snaps, or if he plays 70% and the Colts qualify for the playoffs, that would be a second round. But yeah, if he plays 75%, that's a conditional first round pick. Yo, the Eagles literally, no joke, because the Colts won yesterday, but they don't look like a good football team. Can you imagine the Eagles having 3 picks in the first 10? Like, it's just like their first 3 would be, they were just like, what do we want? We're kids in a candy store.
And I mean, it'll be fun to watch with the Eagles fans at the draft if that happens. Because they're some of the best at the draft.
I love it.
The question I have then, if you're the Colts, and let's say you're going to have a high draft pick, and you know that in November-ish.
You sit Carson Wentz ass down.
Yeah, you don't play him. You don't give that away.
His ass down.
Because he's on, like, it's like a 1-year type deal where before they can move on from him or something like that. So
if you know you're not going to make it, well, that's the thing. Here's the problem, Perna. Their division is hot garbage. They got the Texans and the Jaguars, who are two of the worst teams in football. And the Titans, yes, they have Henry, but they're not scaring anybody either, unless they somehow pull off a miraculous victory against the Bills tonight. They're not really scaring anybody either. So they may be competitive like into December, even with a not great record.
Ooh, yeah.
So like that's the problem you have here. But
the Colts need to trade a player before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Get another pick and then sit Wentz. They need to trade somebody that the Bills need, you know? Give the Bills just that extra little oomph since they are my new team.
They are. Listen, the triple Bs, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And let's finish it off by talking about Bs. Talking about the Browns. Because the Browns, man, holy injuries, Batman. Nick Chubb didn't play. Kareem Hunt, he got hurt. It looked like it was a no contact injury too.
Yeah, those scare you the most.
Yep, those ones. And he went immediately to the medical tent like that. That was
hamstring, calf, knee. Don't know. I mean, there's probably some news update about it right now. Here's what's crazy about the Cardinals. All right,
dude.
AJ Green was their leading receiver this weekend. 5 catches, 79 yards, and a touchdown. So you've got AJ Green, you've got Kirk, you've got Hopkins, you've got Rondale Moore, and you've got Zach Ertz coming in next week to help that unit.
Yep.
My question, do the Cardinals have a better receiving group than the Buccaneers? It's like a sneaky, it's like the gritty version, right? Like all of these guys are emerging because Kyler Murray's so good. They've got a great QB getting them the ball. But I like how the Cardinals can now beat you with so many receiving weapons.
Yeah.
They use their running backs effectively. James Conner actually had a pretty solid game where he got a lot of yards. Usually he's got like 14 yards and 3 touchdowns in the game for the Cardinals. But he played well, and they got after the QB again, which we saw early in the season.
They did.
5 sacks and a pick for the Cards defense.
Browns also missing 2 of their offensive tackles too. Like the Browns were just like walking into this game. I picked the Browns to win, and then like all the injury news came out, and I was like, this was not a great selection.
Dude, it's so hard to keep up with everything that's going on with all the teams. I saw that too. I was like, oh my God, they're missing like the most important players to that team.
Correct.
Tackles and their running backs. Like that's how the Browns win.
Yep.
They control the line of scrimmage.
And Baker's still hurt. Like Baker's still hurt. He got knocked out of the game for a few plays because he landed right on his shoulder. Like the Browns, because people are asking, like, are the Browns just a bad football team now? I don't think they're a bad football team at all. I think they are just injured to hell. Like it's going to be real difficult to win games. Like that's why I have the Packers high on the power rankings, because like they're still able to go in and win. And like, that's a tough order to do. And we'll see how competitive they are against the Cardinals with a depleted team. But
yeah, the Browns really needed a win in one of the last 2 games.
They did.
So, and it's like, it's not fair to ask that, but now they have a short week where they're injured. Luckily they're playing the Broncos, who I have no confidence in them winning that game.
Yeah.
But like, still, even though it is the Broncos, that's a rough game to ask them to win.
Yeah.
It's a must-win game for the Browns.
I mean, in that division, I mean, like you look at what we're talking about.
You got the Bengals on your ass.
Bengals. The Bengals are just like, hey.
And the
kitty goes meow.
Steelers even though, like, I don't think the Steelers are, without TJ Watt, the Steelers are not very good. They almost lost to the Seahawks.
With Geno Smith.
With Geno.
They literally just survived. And it was because like they had the best comment I saw yesterday on the stream was Ben Roethlisberger pump faked himself. And that's when he fumbled the ball. He's like, oh no, I didn't even know if I was going to throw the ball. But like the Seahawks just couldn't take advantage of that. Geno very rarely, until like the fourth quarter, wasn't pushing the ball down the field. I loved coming out of the half and they're like, oh wait, we could just run the ball. And all they did like that entire drive was just run. Yep. Seahawks have no Chris Carson. Like, yeah, they're a depleted football team. And Everett, because he tripped on the one, I lost fantasy. So that was disappointing to say the very least. But yeah, the Steelers are not a good football team in a division where like you could have 3 competitive teams.
Yeah.
Like they're not good. Like I have to think that when the Bengals play the Steelers again, like the Bengals have a really good shot of winning that game. Again.
Oh, for sure.
Again.
And the Seahawks they tried to lose that game even before they got into overtime. That play by DK Metcalf where he catches the ball on the sideline. Seahawks have no timeouts. He fights to try to stay in bounds for some reason, and he fumbles.
Got greedy.
Luckily, the Seahawks recovered. Luckily, the review gave them they had the time to kick the field goal to tie it. But that is a guy of DK's caliber has to be aware of that situation. So I point that to coaching a little bit. I don't, maybe
Seahawks wasn't a good heads up play, if you will.
Yeah.
Taylor, by the way, for speaking of the Seahawks, last time I heard it, because he had to get rushed to the hospital, they put him on a stretcher, they put him on the cart, the whole 9. I saw that he was moving. Like
the report said, I think he flew back with the team, so his scans came back.
They were negative,
good. Obviously, that it's probably still a rough injury, but it looks like he's going to be okay. And thank God the Steelers fans had the courtesy to start doing the wave while he was
that was garbage. That was that even Tree was like, that's
like that. It's either the fans just start doing that because they're bored, or even worse, you get the encouragement from like the stadium operator or something to doing the wave. And I think it's something the fans probably just started doing.
I think so. It's just gross.
But fans got to be you got to be smarter than that.
Yeah. Like the guy's being loaded up on a stretcher. Like, no, it's not good.
Bad looks, Pittsburgh. That's exactly why I don't want Rodgers going there.
Amen. Now, there's 2 games I want to talk about before we get to the Monday night preview here.
Sure.
Did want to talk about the Vikings. Sam Darnold. 17 for 41.
Ooh.
207 yards, a touchdown, interception. Now, again, Robbie Anderson dropped like everything that was coming near him until the very end. Like he made that one, I think it was a touchdown to give the go ahead. But that offense, we thought Christian McCaffrey might come back. He did not. He was still out. And
he's on IR again, so he's gonna miss.
Yep, at least it's 3 weeks. Yeah, he's gonna be out for a bit, which is not great. The Panthers, who started off super duper hot, they're 3-3 now. And there was a chance that they won this game because, again, the Vikings, they missed another last second field goal, which was great. But Kirk Cousins had a good game. But I was talking, like Adam was talking during this game, Minnesota Vikings, man. I was basically saying, like, this is a boring ass game to watch because you look at the first half and neither team really did anything. Yeah. Right? They scored like they scored 12 points. And then the Vikings have a pretty good third quarter. Dalvin Cook had himself a freaking fracking day, as always. 148 yards and a touchdown. But the Vikings able to squeak another win away. And it just seems like every week we're talking about the Vikings. Like they're like, oh, they went into overtime again. Or, oh, like they just were able to get a win. I mean, right now they're at 3-3. They're tied with the Bears.
They're at 500.
Yeah, they're at 5. They're getting the wins. And I still think they're going to be a challenging team, like against, especially if we're injured, like against the Packers. But they are a tough team to figure out, to say the least.
Yeah, it looks. Here's the concern with Minnesota. It will be their defense. The Panthers, I think, got some garbage time points here in the fourth quarter. But this looks like a game, and I didn't watch and this is a game I didn't even really see the highlights of. I just saw that Kirk Cousins had a huge day. So I haven't even looked at this game yet.
By the way, big note there. Wasn't sacked.
0 sacks.
Protected. 0 sacks on Kirk Cousins.
3 touchdowns. But you worry a little bit about Minnesota in a game that it appears they dominated, but they still only won by 6 points. And I think that's why a lot of their games will probably be close all year.
Sure.
And they're going to finish close to 500. But if they get above that threshold with that extra playoff game, could be a wild card team.
That's the thing. Like, they're a team that I'd be concerned about if they sneak in at like the number 7 seed, because their offense has that potential. Like the offensive line playing well, like they have that potential. They have so many weapons on there. Jefferson had like a really bad fumble yesterday. But they have opportunities to like be a good team. Their defense, like you said, like does concern me a bit,
and it's because they can run the ball when Dalvin Cook's healthy. Like they can run they're a top 5 rushing team when Cook's healthy, and in the playoffs, they can win you some games.
Gross.
Yeah, 7th seed right now. I think the Broncos are still technically the 7th seed. Both teams are 3-3, as you can see. The Broncos have dropped 3 in a row. So it's like, that's the difference in optimism.
Yeah, that's it. It's waning in other ways.
Vikings are on the other side of that nice mountain.
Now, the other game I want to talk about. The Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots. Ooh. Perna, buddy, I really thought they were going to lose that game. And I was like, Scooter has to lose one more game, and that's it. It's done. And I thought that maybe like the Patriots would play the Cowboys really hard, like at home, like the defense might be able to lock it down a little bit. And that's what it looked like in the beginning. I mean, the Patriots came out swinging. They scored 2 touchdowns. They're rocking and rolling. And then they just didn't score again until the fourth quarter. They're like, oh, wait, you want us to? So they just bookended the game.
Yeah. And
we're like, all right, we'll score. We'll play in the first quarter. We're going to take a little break. And then we'll play in the fourth.
Look at that. 445 passing yards from Dak against the Pats defense. And the Patriots defense isn't as good as it has been, but doing that against them, that's really impressive. Now the concern for the Cowboys right now is Dak injured his calf on the final play of the game.
Yeah.
So he's got to do an MRI today. He was in a walking boot.
They don't think it's going to be serious, but
You don't know until you get the MRI. If they don't think it's going to be serious, why is he in a walking boot then would be my question.
Yeah.
We don't think it's serious, but definitely put on this walking boot that would suggest that it's serious.
A lot of people are saying that Mike McCarthy is getting bailed out by high-end talent.
For sure.
Like the narrative that went on. CeeDee Lamb freaking crushed it yesterday. CeeDee Lamb looked great. 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he looked great. And Dak played well. Dak played. He picked it up and obviously scored a crap ton of points that you said was already impressive. But
the crazy thing,
I felt like Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad, where it was like, they can't keep getting away with it because this is now the Chargers game. It's this game. The bet could have already been over. And I could have just been skipping down the lane, just feeling real good about myself. But the Cowboys are still just one loss. They haven't lost like the Packers. They have not lost since opening day. And we have to hear about
it could be a Packers Cowboys NFC Championship game.
Dude.
Could be.
Dude. So we get a home game either way, so I'd be okay with that.
Here's what's crazy. Cowboys still don't even have Michael Gallup in the lineup. And once he gets healthy, you throw him into that receiving group, you add an element of just insane speed to the group.
Yeah.
That is going to make that passing game even harder to defend. Also impressive, the Cowboys got a win here, and they didn't run the ball particularly well. Effective, you know what I mean? Effective enough to keep the
Zeke
Patriots
had a great day.
But they didn't defend the run well either.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a big win for Dallas. It's like a tough game that gives you momentum. Assuming Dak's healthy, Scooter's bet not looking as stupid now as it once was.
I'm not happy about that.
I want to look at the Cowboys' schedule. Let's see if we can find.
It's a joke. Their schedule is a joke.
When can they take a loss?
I'm just not happy about it. I'm not happy. I'm not happy about it, Perna. I'm not happy.
No, bets are fun when you win. Oh, look at this. Okay.
Dude, their schedule. Pull that thing up. Okay. Going up against the Minnesota Vikings on Halloween. Oh God, I hate to say this. I hope the Vikings win that game.
Oh, we got Tom rooting for the Vikings.
I hope the Vikings win that game. The Broncos, we know how that's going to go. We know that.
Oh, you mean a team that can't defend the pass right now?
That's the one. Falcons, they should roll over them. Chiefs, maybe, but their defense is such garbage, but it might be a shootout.
That game, 100 points might be scored in this game.
It's so weird seeing 225. I'm like, what blasphemy is this?
This is nice. This is real football time.
The Raiders,
they're not going to lose to the Raiders.
Saints, I have no idea what the Saints are. I don't think
might
Saints
be a good week for the Saints. And then look sailing
because Washington, Giants, Washington. Then the Cardinals are randomly in there for some competition. They literally might not lose until January 2nd.
Wow. You might get saved if they've clinched, which they won't because the Packers are going to be right there and the Bucks are going to be right there. So they have got to show out against the Eagles in the final game of the season. So their losable games are the Cardinals, the Chiefs, maybe the Vikings.
And then who else do you even see beating them? That's the problem. There's
maybe
not a lot
of Saints if Winston is hot that week. That's because the Saints have had good defensive performances.
They have. They're just so inconsistent. They're wildly inconsistent. That's the problem. So, yeah, dude, I don't even know. I don't even know. But I swear,
looking bad for you, Tom. I'm not gonna lie.
If the Cowboys are gonna do well, I hope it's 14-3. I hope we finish at 14-3.
Oh, that's
just
justice.
It's just sweet justice. But Last but not least, in the final waning moments of the show, we got a Monday night game in which you got the Tennessee Titans and the Buffalo Bills. Monday Night Football. Titans are at home.
Yeah.
And I saw that clip that you shared on the Twitters of Buffalo literally just taking over Nashville. They're like, yeah, no, this is ours now.
They're calling it Nashville.
Yeah.
So that's stupid, but I like wordplay.
Listen, the Bills, they were number one in my power ranking last week and past 2 weeks, actually. Here's what I'm going to say, though. Considering how the Cardinals played yesterday, like, I kind of want to see another dominant performance by the Bills.
Yeah.
And this will be a nice test with a really good running back in Derrick Henry.
That's all I care about. Bills, number one rush defense right now in yards allowed. Obviously, they're a game behind everybody, but they're still, that's like 200 yards. So assuming Derrick Henry doesn't go off for 200 yards, which Henry can do any week, I just want to see the Bills run slow down Derrick Henry and get a win.
Perna, let me put something in perspective for you, okay? Right now, all but 2 teams have played. There's teams on buys, but we don't care about them. All 2 teams have played. Even with the Bills not playing yet, they are still the highest scoring team in the league with 34.4 over the Cowboys, who are 34.2. So they haven't even played a game yet, but they still are the number one scoring offense. I'm saying that the Bills are a damn good football team.
Bills are good. I expect Buffalo to win because I don't think the Titans are good. The Titans' defense is still their problem.
Yes.
Tennessee I think they're mostly healthy now. I think they should have Julio and AJ Brown back.
Yep.
Let's see here. Bills.
But if they were able, because the way that the Bills played the Chiefs last week, I was like, damn, they could slow down offenses. I don't think they're going to have a ton of problems here. I think the only thing you do if you are a Titans fan is like you just control that time of possession and just hope that Derrick Henry's able to find some weaknesses there. Don't get Tannehill sacked a gajillion times like you did against the Jets. And yeah, because remember, folks, the Titans lost to the Jets. Never forget.
Here we go.
Forget.
Here's what's going to cost Tennessee the game. Fullback Kari Blazing Game is questionable.
That's the word it comes down to.
Look at that last name. Now maybe it's Blassin Game, but I'm going to say that is Blazing Game. This dude, Blazing Game, is the secret to all their success. So AJ Brown is playing. Julio healthy. Tennessee has a chance, but Bills are going to win that one.
Someone said that the Packers still own the Bears. Accurate.
Ooh,
if you want to purchase it,
purchase links in the description. In Tom's description.
I try to sneak it into Perna's, but he's like, I gotta offload all these Teddy Bridgewater shirts because it's not looking good.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description if 10 people subscribe to my channel right now.
Wow.
You can unsubscribe like later,
But I can at least get the numbers now. But folks, another crazy Monday. Appreciate y'all coming in here. We had over 2,700 people in here. Let's get it.
Not bad. Not bad
for some lopsided games.
Not great.
Not perfect.
We can be better, Tom.
We could. That's on us. It's on us. But folks, we appreciate. We'll be back on Wednesday to compare the power rankings. Who will be at number one? Who will Perna curse? Where is the curse? Now it's going to be randomized.
It's got the spin wheel. It arrived this weekend. I will be implementing the spin wheel because
like this.
Oh shit!
Bless you.
It's gone.
Okay. Because that was the face of, I was like, is there an aneurysm coming? Like that looked like it was like, I don't know. I'm still alive. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right, Tom, I'm done.
I done that. That sneeze took me out of this whole entire show. Folks, we'll see you on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Make sure you check out Perna's channel and my channel for the power rankings that will be out tomorrow. And I know people were asking, maybe we'll try to do a little stream on Thursday. We'll see what
Make that happen.
We'll see. But folks, thanks so much for watching. We're GPS.
You
can navigate.